Today is Wednesday, March 26th. We are going to review 8.4 to 8.6, and you're going to take a partner test tomorrow. We'll review on Friday, an individual test on Monday. So for questions 1 through 3, you are going to simplify. Before you simplify, you need to state the restrictions. So let's do that. Let's state the restrictions. What can't x be or y?
X can't be 0, y can't be 0.
X can't be 0 or y can't be 0. So those are your restrictions. So on this line, you're going to write x cannot be 0 and y cannot be 0. Okay, back to this problem. How are you going to simplify this? Well, I look at my numbers first. I have a 21 here and a 35 here. Can you tell me what number you can cancel or simplify or reduce 21 over 35? What number goes into 21? What number goes into 35?
3.
7.
7? What do you get here?
3.
How about here?
5.
So we have a 3, a 4, and a 5. Can you do anything with those 3?
Simplify the x's and y's.
So, well, let's first take care of the number. You have a 3 on top, and what do you have on the bottom? 20. Good. Now look at your x's. You have x squared here and x to the third. How many x's do you have on top?
5.
5. How many do you have on the bottom?
4.
4. So when you simplify this, what do you have?
X.
An x on top. Let's do the same with y's. How many y's do you have on top?
6.
6. How many y's do you have on the bottom?
3.
So what's the reduction going to give you?
3.
3 where?
Up top.
Good. Done. That's your answer. Okay? Number 2, we have to factor this completely. How do you factor 4x plus 8?
4x plus 2.
4 times x plus 2. How do you factor 5x minus 20?
5 and then x minus 4.
Good job. I'm going to save this one for last. How do you factor this bottom right here?
X minus 2. No, that.
Now on the side here, I'm going to work on this piece right here. I don't like the fact that it's backwards. And what do I mean by it's backwards?
It's not in standard form.
It's not in standard form.
It's not, thank you. Lucas, it's not in standard form. What other thing don't you like about it?
It's a negative.
You don't want to start off with a negative, so we're going to factor out a -1. Now can you factor it?
Yeah.
What do you get?
X minus 5 and x plus 2.
Very good. So that's really what this is. It's -1 times x minus 5 and x plus 2. Now when you state your restrictions, what are the restrictions? What don't you want?
4.
You don't want zeros in the denominator of any fraction. So if, heaven forbid, if you got a 4, that would not be good. Or what other number? 0. So far I have 2 restrictions, 0 and 4. So x cannot be right now 0, and it cannot be 4. Does everyone understand those restrictions? Now, how do we divide fractions? No. What do?
Subtract.
We are going to flip. This is going to be x times x minus 4 over. Now by flipping this fraction, we have some more restrictions. What other restrictions do you want to add to our list? 5 and -2. 5 and -2. So x cannot be 0, 4, 5, -2. You should really put them in order. You should write -2, 0, 4, and 5. Now let's do all the fun canceling. This is the fun part. What cancels?
X minus 4.
X minus 4,
X plus 2.
x plus 2. Anything else?
No.
What's left?
4x over.
4x on top?
Yep.
What's left on the bottom?
5
Negative.
times.
Negative 5, let's write negative 5, and then x minus 5. And I will put this on Weebly, this answer key for you. Okay, number 3, how do you factor the numerator? If you're struggling with factoring, that's an issue that it's from a long time ago. And I'm kinda, whoops, I'm not factoring this right.
2x plus 1, x minus 1.
This should be a -1 and this should be a +1. How about the bottom? This is gonna be a -3 here, oh, nope, I'm doing it again. A 1 and a +1, right?
Wouldn't it be a positive and a negative 1?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what I'm saying.
Is it right?
Yeah.
Because I want a -2x, that's gonna give you -3x plus 1x is -2x, okay? Divide, what does this factor to be, 4x squared minus 1? That's the difference of two perfect squares. And what about this bottom, what comes out?
5x squared.
What are you left with?
3x.
Okay, let's state the restrictions. For every variable, you're gonna have a restriction. What is the restriction for this little piece right here?
1/3.
-1/3. What's this one? What would give you a 0 right here?
1.
1. What about here?
0.
0, and what about here?
1.
-1/3. So far, x cannot be -1/3, 1, or 0, so far. Okay, now what do we do?
Flip and multiply.
Now we do our flipping and multiplying. Before we multiply and cancel, what should we do?
No restrictions.
I heard it, say it louder.
State restrictions.
State any more restrictions. Are there more restrictions? Do we have more restrictions? What are they?
Plus or minus 1/2.
Plus or minus 1/2. So x cannot be plus or minus 1/2. Okay, now the fun. What do we cancel? 2x plus 1. What else?
3x
3x plus 1. What else?
and then the x minus 1.
What else? Anything else? You
Um,
sure?
I mean, I hope so.
Could you cross out
I'm pretty sure.
No. I'm trying to confuse you.
Oh, we're done.
And I'm doing a good job.
Yeah,
See, by me telling you,
No,
is there
it's already
anything else you,
posted.
so I have a lot of power. When I'm up here doing these problems, I'm like prompting you. And so you better be sure that you know what you're doing here. You can't, there's nothing you can cancel here. It's 5x squared over 2x minus 1. That's your final answer. Okay, number 4. Okay, look at it carefully. What do you see? What's the first thing that you see that you don't like?
Negative.
Negatives.
Where are the negative exponents?
You have to flip. You have to flip, yeah.
Only here and here.
True.
So how do we rewrite this problem?
8y.
8y to the 5th, good job, over 21x squared. And now we can, since we don't have to state the restrictions, let's just flip and multiply. Okay, what cancels? Not much. There's not a whole lot that cancels.
Your 9 and 21 can be put by 3.
You could take a 3 out of here and a 3 out of here. What else?
You could take
Mm-hmm. So we're done. Just tell me what my final answer is.
12
12,
to the six.
y to the sixth. How'd you get y to the sixth?
You will, there's one y and there's 5 on the other, so
Mhm.
you
And what else?
7x to the fifth.
And that's your final answer. Now, I'll do a double check. Is there anything I can cross out? No. Done. So the answer is 12 y to the sixth over 7x to the fifth.
you didn't want the restrictions.
No, only 1 through 3. So far, okay? Okay, next one. You're gonna factor the daylights out of this problem. What does that entail? How about this top right here?
Take out a 4.
What else?
It's x minus 2y.
Mm-hmm. Factor this. Factor, what's this called? The difference?
Of two perfect squares.
So what do you have?
X plus 3x minus, or x
Mhm.
plus 3y and minus 3y.
Now this looks kind of funny here. Is there something you can take out?
An X.
An X, let's take the X out. And now does that factor some more? Sure does. X plus 3y, X minus 2y. So that's what this is. It's X, X plus 3y, X minus 2y.
And then you start canceling.
Now we get, this is the fun part. What cancels?
Should we flip it?
Hey, don't you flip it first and then cancel?
It's a multiplication, do not flip.
Oh.
X minus 2y.
X minus 2y.
Minus 3y.
Mm-hmm.
Or x minus 2.
So what's your final answer? 4
Or
over,
x plus.
This audio logic cross out on x plus 2y. Yeah, it wouldn't be.
what did I do? Okay, these two cancel,
Yeah. The x.
these two, I messed this up. This should not have been canceled. Sorry. So that should, right, that one shouldn't be canceled?
Yeah.
So your answer is 4 over,
X squared plus 2x.
leave it as this. Don't, you can distribute it, but just leave it. So if you wanted to distribute it, you could write x squared plus 2xy, but there's no need to do that. Okay, what is this problem asking you to do? Do you remember the name of this fraction right here? Starts with a C. It's a what? Not compound,
Complex. Complex.
complex fraction. A complex fraction is a fraction that has a fraction in either the numerator, denominator, or both. That's a complex fraction. What do we do, if I asked you to do this problem, what is it really asking you to do?
Like 3 separate problems.
It's asking you to take this numerator and multiply it by the reciprocal of that. So this is what you have. You have negative 2x minus 5 over x squared minus 1. You're going to flip this. And you're going to multiply it by. So it's one big multiplication problem. Right? That's all that is. Now, can you cancel? I see something right now I can cancel out.
X squared minus 1.
Mm-hmm. You can cancel that out.
Wow.
Wow. Anything else? Should we try to do something to this?
Factor.
Factor. Whoops. Can you guys just write it underneath? We can save some time. This is gonna be 5 minus 3, I think that's right. 2x, that's gonna be negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1. Yep, there it is, right there. Okay, what else cancels?
X minus 3.
Those two cancel. Anything else? There is something else.
Can you take a -1 on the
Yes.
2x minus 5?
These two are both opposite signs. So you can cross them out, but you have to put what? A -1. So your answer is -1 over what?
X plus one.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Next one. Oh, we get to add.
Oh. Fun.
Now, what's the deal when you're adding fractions? You have to have a common denominator. Do we currently have a common denominator?
Yes.
So I'm gonna write this as x minus 8, x plus 8. So all I did at this step is factor. Now, how could I turn this problem into something that I can do? What do I have to do?
You
Tell
gotta
me.
multiply the left side by x minus 8.
So in other words, that,
Yeah.
like that, is it allowable? Can we do that? Yes, because you're actually multiplying this fraction by 1. You have that. So now what you're going to have now is a big fraction, all under x plus 8, x minus 8. You're gonna simplify this, you're gonna FOIL this, and combine this with it. You're gonna mix, you wanna mix this in with that. So can you guys factor this with me here? 2x times x is?
2x squared.
Uh-huh. And then you have minus 16x minus 1x plus 8, and bring over 34x. You okay with that? Okay, next, what are you gonna do? Combine like terms. What goes together?
-16, -1. and
Negative 6,
34.
negative 17x plus 34x is what?
17x.
Yep. So what you have here is 2x squared plus 17x plus 8 all over x plus 8, x minus 8. Now you want to try and see if you can factor this. Does this factor?
Yeah.
This is going to be 8,
Plus one.
1. So 16 and 1 is 17. Now I'm going to give you a hint.
Then you can cancel those.
You
right?
should check to see, one of these factors in the bottom might be one of the products. That's like a little hint. Those cancel, so your final answer is?
2x plus one over x minus 8.
If I asked you to state the restrictions on this, what are the restrictions? Plus or minus 8. X cannot be plus or minus 8. Okay, number 8 is a little confusing. I want to first factor x squared minus 16. Now, I don't like the way this is written, so how can I reverse this?
-x plus 4.
Thank you, negative x plus 4. Now, I'm looking at this for a second, and I don't have this factor here or here. But I could do something to this. What could I do to this? If
Cancel
I
those
pull
together.
out a -1, I have x minus 4. Check that out. So did everybody see what I did? I pulled out a -1. Now what I'm gonna do, a lot of people will do this. They'll change this to a plus sign and make that a -6.
But then
But then take this -1 and throw it up there, combine it with that negative. So really, what does this problem read? Plus 6 over x minus 4. So I'm taking this negative and I'm shifting it up here. So guess what? Now almost have a common denominator. What do you have to do now?
Multiply by x plus 4.
X plus what? X plus 4, x plus 4. So, moving this way, what you have is 4x plus 6x plus 4 all over x minus 4x plus 4, which is what? 10x plus 4?
You didn't multiply 6 and 4.
6 and 4 is 24,
you put
you
four.
wrote it as 4.
Oh, 24. This is 24. Yeah, thank you. So 10x plus 24. And now I could take a 2 out of here, but it's not going to do me any good. If I took a 2 out, I'm not going to have anything I can cancel. So your final answer is 10x minus 24 over x minus 4, x plus 4. It would be nice if...
Isn't it plus 24?
Yeah.
Carry over
Plus.
2 pounds.
Thank you. Let me go back here. Yeah, it's positive 24. I don't know why I thought I saw negative. Yep, it's positive 24. Next. This is a doozy. What are you gonna do? Cry? No crying. I bet you this is gonna factor to be x plus 5, x plus 2. What do you think?
Well, it does.
Well, it does. So what does this mean now?
You have to do x minus 2 for the first one, multiply it by that, and then x plus 5.
That's gonna be your common denominator. So what he's saying is, we have to multiply this fraction by x minus 2 over x minus 2, this by x plus 5 over x plus 5, and this is fine. So what do we have? Let's distribute. What's 2x times x?
2x.
It's gonna be a long one. 2x times negative 2, negative 4x minus 1x plus 2. Can I keep moving, going along? Plus x squared, plus 5x. Now I'm just gonna distribute minus 5x, minus 4. All over this whole mess. It has one common denominator now, x plus 2, x minus 2.
X plus 5.
Yeah, plus 5.
X plus 5 times x minus 2. So what cancels and what combines?
Can you factor?
Can you what?
So can you factor that top?
Well, first we gotta clean it up. It's just one big mess right now. What goes
X's
together?
cancels.
This is gonna give you 3x squared, right? These cancel, so you have negative 5x. And then what do you have here?
Plus 6?
I have minus 2.
Yes, minus 2.
You have minus 2?
Yep.
Wrong sign.
Yes.
How'd you cancel out the 2x squared?
This, I just added 2x squared and 1x squared is 3x squared. And I just canceled them out just to show that I'm done with them. Now, I bet you one of the factors up here is one of these x plus 5, x minus 2, is it?
Probably 3x.
Sure is. What cancels?
X minus 2.
What's your final answer?
3x plus 1 over x.
Yeah, those are 5 problems.
Mm-hmm. problem.
As hard as it's gonna get for us.
I don't even think I'm gonna make one this hard on a test.
That's what we
Okay, but how do you do this problem? If I cover that up, what is that asking me to do?
No.
2 over x plus 5 times x over x minus 5. What is that? It's 2x over, that's what that is. That's what that is, right there, right? Okay, now watch. Now I'm gonna cover, now they want us to add something.
How much are you gonna bet that?
Wait, it's already
bottom
been
is
covered.
Factor out.
Huh?
Don't cover it.
Don't cover it? Oh. So this is another complex fraction. It says 5x minus 10 over x minus 5. We're gonna flip. And I bet, could we have factored this right now?
Yeah.
Let's do it. What do you get?
5x minus 2.
I don't even know what you're looking
X minus
It's
2.
right here. This is this factored.
at. Okay.
This is this factored. Can you I flipped this. Can we factor it while we're at it? Is there anything we can cancel?
X minus 2.
Hmm?
X minus 2.
6, did you say?
No,
2.
X minus 2.
Oh, x minus 2, yes. So what does this become up here? 10 over,
X plus 5, x minus 5.
okay, now what are they asking you to do? Add those. So what do you get? What do you get?
2x plus 10.
2x plus 10 over,
X plus 5x minus
is there anything else we could do?
Factor this
5.
up.
11.
Take a 2 out. Anything else we can do?
Cancel the x plus
Cancel X
5.
plus 5.
Cancel those out. What's your final answer?
2 over x minus 5.
That was a fun one. That was a combination of complex and adding fractions.
Fractions are something.
Moving right along, number 11. What kind of fraction is
They're
this?
over one.
What is this called? Starts with a C.
Complex.
It's a complex fraction. When you have a fraction with a fraction in the numerator and or denominator, it's a complex fraction. How do we do, we want to flip and multiply this, but before, we got to get these two together. Because right now you have 3 over 1 plus 5 over 3x all over 2 over 1 plus 4 over x. How do we get these two together? What's the common denominator? We have to multiply this by 3x and this by 3x. So you have 9x plus 5 over 3x. And I'm going to multiply this by x and x, so you have 2x plus 4 over x. Now we can do what? Now we can
Flip and multiply.
flip. What cancels? Not much. Just an x. Just an x. So you have 9x plus 5 over 3 times 2x plus 4.
What?
Do you hear the music?
Yeah.
How do you know it's catch that recording?
Are you good on that? Thumbs up? Okay, number 12. You need it? Here?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Let's continue.
Number 12, what are we doing on this page? 6 more.
Solving for
Solving
X.
for
We're solving for x. I wanna know what number divided by what number, that same number squared minus 3 will give you 5 over that number plus 4. Now, when you have two fractions set equal to each other, do you guys remember when you had this problem?
Cross multiply.
Oh, cross multiply, we did that. 2x equals
15.
50, and what's x?
Oh, I'm stupid.
25. So what do you think you could do here?
cross multiply.
You could multiply these two, which is x times x plus 4, and multiply 5 times x squared minus 3. So tell me what you get.
X squared plus 4 equals 5x squared minus 15.
4x. 4x.
Okay, next, what do you do?
Says that plus, oh, for x. Add, you can get rid of that x squared. Over on one side, so.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Can I factor this?
Yeah.
How does it factor? Did anyone factor it?
Good try, Rachel.
I know what my brain literally hurts.
Yeah, it's 3 and 5.
What is it?
Minus 3 plus 5? Minus 3.
2x plus 5?
Minus 5 plus 3. 2x minus 5 plus 3.
See if he's right. 2x times 2x is 4x squared, you get 6x minus 10x. Yes, you are, you got it. So what are your answers? 5 halves and negative 3 halves. Good job. Now, there are two answers that if you were to have gotten, they would not work. One answer is negative 4, and the other answer would be plus or minus square root of 3. But we didn't get those anyway. Next one, what's your common denominator? First of all, what does this 5 have in the bottom?
A 1.
A 1.
A 12.
12.
12. So we're gonna multiply this by 12, 12, 12, 12. What, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do.
It will be
Multiply them by 12.
Okay, now what? I'm multiplying by
Cancel.
12, so now what?
Cancel stuff out on the bottom.
3.
Cross this out
It'll be 3.
and put a 3 here. What do I do with that 3 and this 3?
Distribute.
Distribute.
W minus 18.
Now, don't forget, there's a minus here. So 6 goes into 12 2 times. So this is gonna be minus 2w minus 12, because it's negative, negative. 3 goes into 12 4 times. 4 times 2w is?
8w.
And what's 5 times 12?
60.
60. Okay, now what?
Now you combine my terms.
Okay, what do you get?
15w.
15w
Minus 30.
minus what? Minus 30 equals,
60.
then what?
Add 30.
Add 30. What's w?
6.
Anyone not understand that? Okay, so w is 6. Number 14, what should I first do before I solve it? I'm gonna change this, I do this a lot. Put this, make that negative 6. Factor x out. Can you tell me what the common denominator is?
X minus
It's an x and an x minus 2. So I'm gonna put an x here and an x minus 2, and an x here and an x minus 2 here. Why is it x and x minus 2? I gotta get rid of both of these, like that. These cancel, so you have 3x here. What do you have right here?
Minus.
Minus 6. And what's this? X squared minus 2x. Now what? I want to
X.
zero one side. I'm going to zero this side out. So I need to subtract 3x and add 6. So what does the right side become?
X squared minus
And does this factor?
4x. X minus 2x.
This factors to be x minus 2, x minus 3. Set it equal to 0. What are your answers?
2.
Are those really the answers? 2 and 3?
30 some.
2 is called
Strange.
extraneous. So the only answer is 3. So did everybody see that? You can't have 0 or 2 for this. 0 here or 2 here.
You don't look at that.
Okay, number 15. What are you gonna first do? What's your first step? Break your pencil. What's your first step? I'm gonna break another one. You're gonna factor. So what did I just do? What's my common denominator? Factored the bottoms. What's my common denominator? What am I gonna use to get rid of all these bottoms?
2x minus 1, x plus 1.
2 times x minus 1, x plus 1. 2 times x minus 1, x plus 1. 2 x minus 1, x plus 1. What cancels? Those 2 and those 2, so you have 2x. What cancels here? X plus 1, so you have 2 times 2 is 4, so 4x minus 4. I just distributed it right there. And then the 2's cancel, the 1, x minus 1's cancel, so you just have x plus 1. Next, what do you do? It's an easy one.
Combine like terms.
6x minus 4.
So what do you have on this side? You have 6x, but then we're gonna subtract an x, and what do you have? 5x. And add a 4, what's x? What's my final answer? Why is it no solution? You are absolutely right. Because,
If you look at the top, x can't equal.
right, so your answer is no solution. Nothing worked. Number 16. See if you remember what to do with this bottom right here.
You add it and then put an x.
I'm gonna do that first of all. If I were to rewrite this, why do I wanna rewrite this? Because this is x minus 4, x plus 3. We have the x plus 3 here. We want this to be x minus 4. If we factor out a negative 1, first of all, let me rewrite it this way. Now, if you pull out a negative 1, you have x minus 4. So basically, what you're doing with this negative is what? You're bringing it up here. So your problem is really 2 over x plus 3. This negative goes up here, so you have plus 3 over x minus 4 equals 2x plus 2x minus 2 What's your common denominator?
X minus 4, x plus 3.
So we have to multiply all 3 of these So what's gonna cancel? Those. So you have 2x minus 8. It cancels here. 3x plus 9, right?
Yeah.
And equals what? 2x minus 2. Now what?
Subtract the 2x.
See
Like,
these
that's all
two
your
right
2x,
here?
yeah.
Even Steven, guess what? Goodbye.
Oh, that was a good show.
What else? What do you have? You have 3x plus 1 equals negative 2. Subtract 1. What's x? Can it be negative 1?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
As long as it didn't come out to be a negative 3 or a 4. So what's the answer? Negative 1. X is negative 1.
Looks like I wanna put
One
this on.
more. Okay, tell me how to do this one. What's the common denominator?
X plus.
X plus 4.
What is it?
X plus 4.
X plus 4.
Did you make that happen?
4 times x plus 2.
Yeah, I mean, you
Or
Could we
4x.
make it happen?
Yeah, you could.
I'm gonna say no.
Is it 4x times x plus 2?
It is. It's 4, an x, and an x plus 2. It's a 4, an x, and an x plus 2. A 4, an x, and x plus 2.
And most commercials is
A
the number
4,
a million times.
X.
2 for 1, 2 8 2 2.
Should I be on a commercial? Okay, what cancels now? Goodbye, x. So what do you have here? 8? Can I just do 8x plus 16? Did everyone see what I did?
Yeah.
Okay, what about this? What do you have here? What about here? What do you have here?
X squared plus 2.
Okay, now what?
0. Or minus 2x. Minus
4x.
Minus 2x. Why are you thinking to subtract 2x? If you've got your biggest term is here, and it's positive, you want to zero this side out.
You can still do it.
You could, but you're going to have negative x squared.
Minus 12.
This is going to be 12, so we're going to subtract 12x,
Negative
and we're going to subtract 16. So what do you have here? 0 on this side, x squared minus 10x minus 16. Uh-oh. Is this factorable?
Yeah.
No. Why not?
Negative 8 and 2.
Did that work?
No.
Why not?
Yeah, positive.
Because
16.
Yeah.
let's see.
If
If this were a positive,
Then it will be
then yeah, that would work.
Oh,
Okay, so what are you gonna do now, since it doesn't factor? Does that mean
plug it in.
skip the problem?
Yeah. They don't even try.
This is what we have to do.
We don't have to.
No,
no. I mean, we don't have to.
Can we do it on calculator?
Yeah. You can do it on the
Why you do
Yes,
that?
we can.
Okay.
We can do it on a calculator.
Yay.
See if you remember how to do it on a calculator.
Okay.
We don't have our Inspires back yet, because they have them for testing.
It just
So I have this, I have to use this one. Actually, I do have one Inspire. I do have one Inspire. I'm gonna show you both since we have time. How do you do this problem out of calculator, since you guys hate the quadratic formula?
Y equals.
Tell me what to do. Y equals, yep.
Yep.
Plug it in.
Plug what in?
Yes.
Plug what in?
X squared minus 10x.
X squared
minus 16.
minus 10x
Minus 16.
minus 16, right?
Right.
Then hit graph.
Okay.
Ooh, where's the other answer?
Totally. It's out of the graph.
It's off the graph. We have to zoom
Out.
out.
Why?
Window, I'm gonna say
15.
20.
15.
25.
Oh.
LOL, no.
There it is. Okay, how do I get that answer right there? You hit
Look
second
on the
count,
back of the answer.
0, and it looks like it's between -4 and 0. And there it is, it's -1.4. That's one answer.
Whoa, that looks so cool.
And how do you get this answer right here? Second calc, 0. That looks like it's between 10 and 20. 11.4. Now, how would you do it on the Inspire?
I don't. True.
You would graph it,
See every point.
hit graph,
That would have been a funny joke. How do you find them? Look at the back and the answer key you gave us.
I just thought about it.
Orange.
Darn.
graph. What is wrong with me?
Nothing.
What are you doing?
It's not you, it's the calculator.
It's not good.
Tape.
I got a chuckle at that one.
I am like,
It's not funny.
Same.
you guys,
You say same when it applies to you.
no.
I know, why does it fall like
Add a graph.
You're on.
Okay, we're gonna graph this. We have the same equation. Shemaya, read it to me. X squared
Minus
Minus
x
16.
squared
minus 10x.
minus 10x
Minus 16.
minus 16. So that's, you're gonna type that in, hit enter, you're gonna graph it. And it, again, it's the same thing, you gotta change the window. How do you find this?
Would you feel better?
We're gonna analyze graph. And we wanna find the 0. And you wanna get your cursor over here. Click on it. And you wanna highlight it until, there you go, there's your 0. Do you see it? -1.4. And then you do the same thing for the other ones. Thank you. Brett?
Ding.
It's a wrap.